I'm 37. What? I'm 37, I'm not old.
Hello, viewing several. Here we are again. And today we're going to be checking out Cacophony. No, that's not what that word means. First of all, cacophony is, like a whole load of noise, sometimes nonsensical, just a barrage of sound. Yeah, I see where you're going there, but no, this is an album by Paris Paloma, an artist that I've discovered through the channel. I first came across her when I checked out Labour. Very, very interesting song. Really, really enjoyed the writing on that, and the video was great too. And then followed that up more recently with The Warmth, another very interesting video. I really like her aesthetic, her style, her overall vibe. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what this album has to offer. So yeah, not going to meander too much about it. Let's get to it. Paris Paloma, Cacophony. And for those who might be interested, I can understand if you wouldn't be. At the end of the video, there'll be a little snippet there of me performing, in big inverted commas, performing a piece, just a little cover of a song that I like. If you can identify the artist and the song correctly, then you get to pick my next reaction. As a song, a single song rather than an album, if you don't mind. So check it out at the end of the video. If you know the song, you know the title, basically the first person I come across in the comments who identifies that correctly, and they follow that up with what they want the reaction to be, then I'll do it. I've tried to do this a couple of times, but so far not enough people have watched the video or waited until the end. So I'm going to try one more time on here, because I'm just curious as to whether people will A, bother to check it out, and B, will have an interesting suggestion of what to react to. So anyway, let's go to the reaction. Ooh. Oh. Love this.
How long had you been harboring that venom? You wanted them to hurt, and so I let them.
Love that. Really, really love that. That effect, that sort of a cappella thing, that's like the Beatles Because, or God, what's the name of the track from the Boy Genius album? Either way, yeah, that's a lovely effect. And then having her voice come in over the top of it, it's lovely. It's very intimate. It's very, really captivating.
Never would I beseech you.
Ooh, it's really sad, but it's beautiful. Ooh. Oh. What a transition. Wow. Delicious bass there too. You hear that? Ooh. Oh, love it. Loving the sound that's being used here. Yeah, trumpets and a scream. Yeah, why not? God, those drums are going crazy. This is... so much going on. and the effects fade away, and then that lovely a cappella is still there. Ooh, what an opener. A literal cacophony of sound there, just gorgeous. That was amazing. I love that. I love the transition into that meatier, heavier, louder sound, and then that cheeky little stop, and yeah, just incorporating all those layers and just really expressing a lot there, like lyrically and artistically as well. That's a great opener. That's so bold. That really sets out what you can probably expect from the rest of the album. I was always on board from what I heard when I listened to Labour and to The Warmth, but I'm very on board now. Anytime acoustic guitar comes in, you have my attention. It's creating such an atmosphere with that vocal effect and the blink of the guitar. That is a fun vocal effect. Sorry, but just listening to it now, and particularly with that vocal effect, the underneath, the plink of the guitar, the drums, and that echoey sound. Staring at the album cover as well, it's just feel like you're being transported. Like it feels it's ethereal. I mean, this is art. I can tell already, you know, from the handful of tracks I've heard from her. She is an artist who is, like so many artists that I really enjoy, that I've discovered through the channel. They're very much doing their own thing and expressing what they want to express in their own very unique and interesting way. And when I'm looking at the cover art now and listening to that vocal effect and all the layers in the production, it's dreamlike, honestly. And the vocals, even with the effect, you can tell they're beautiful. They're lovely sound. It's lovely, lovely sound. Dearest ocean, do you get upset when... Ooh, that's a fun shift. You are a people pleaser. Guitar here as we get towards the end. Oh, beautiful. Just the sound, the tone of her voice is lovely. All the different modes, when it's sort of in the middle range, when it's going high, with or without the effect, it's all blending together in the production. I'd have plenty if you let me. That sort of that falsetto, the tone is just delicious. Yeah, that was special. I really love that. I love that nice long intro where, you know, that gradual build with all the choices in the production and all the effects used on the vocal. It all, like I say, when I'm staring at that album cover and I was just listening to it, it was just, I could have stared at that bizarre abstract cover and listened to those amazing sounds for another 5, 10, however many minutes. It was dreamlike. Starting off with the soft piano always works for me, but no doubt we'll get some fun shifts.
I smelled smoke.
Ooh, tone of that guitar I think made that noise.
Of the wind when I woke, a pyre of memory, some fly-tipped treasury out there burning slow. And sometimes I catch him with his accent, the shadow.
Oh, the tone of this is lovely. I mean, sad. It's so dark, but it's beautiful.
But I'm breathing in his life when he's out there burning slow. Whoa.
Sorry to cut you off, but just even then, just the ding on the piano, all the little moments that just make you go, oh, like just some of the choices in the sound and the production, and again her vocal, not much going on in terms of like putting effects and stuff on it. It just feels more like her natural tone, and it's lovely. It's such a beautiful sound, and I mean, again, in the subject matter of the song, it's very dark, it's very foreboding and depressing, really, but beautifully expressed.
It should be wild, it should be where wanderers walk. I would tread.
There's little, well, I don't know what they're called when the runs, the little inflections, and then adding those layered vocals in the background.
But instead,
Oh, all the flourishes on the piano as well.
what he covers by the petrol.
Back to this sort of relying on her vocal as well as the effects and the other layered vocals, creating that sense of atmosphere. Oh, it's lovely. And all the while, staring at this cover art, it transports you to another place, really.
And sometimes I catch him with his accent, the shadow.
Yeah. Another one that has all that darkness and that a grim story being told, but just beautifully expressed through the vocals and through the production. I'm really enjoying this album so far. This is special.
He's punching walls again. Cohesive arguments evade him. Eggshell temperament, no emotional regulation. Hysterical baby, his gaze always evades me. Doesn't know that he's paving the road for my escapeway every time.
Oh God, lyrics. And the tone of her voice here is different as again. Oh, the tone of this. More of a sort of folk rock sound. Oh, it's lovely.
Funny rationality. What would positions in power be? Led by feelings that seemingly change hourly. I'm floored you ever got
the lyrics. The lyrics. I'm sorry. I know I made passing reference in the previous songs, I guess, but I mean here, just the poetry, the painting with this sort of almost jaunty feel with the rhythm and the tone of the music, but painting this unfortunately all too familiar story of like domestic horrors and a traumatic and toxic situation. But wonderful choice of words, and just the way that she's singing it as well. This particular tone is slightly different from the previous tracks, and again with the jaunty folk rocky feel of it. It's a little almost jarring, but it's pleasing too. It's a really lovely way to express something that's terrible.
And when he snaps out of it, he drones in monotone on a power trip, with telltale blood still running in his coward lips.
Again with that sort of choral effect in the background, blending vocals and layering it, and just beautiful.
Never making good on silent threats so that he knows that I have nothing.
Oh, again, the shifts.
Never making good on silent threats.
Oh, it's so dark. And again, the story being told through the lyrics and the way this is building. Oh. Ooh, bring in trumpet too. Oh. What are we building to? Oh, practically shouting now as well. And the crash of the drum and the cymbal. Ooh, yes.
Him a caring thing, knuckles on his drywall,
and switching right back to that, oh, that brilliant chorus.
ripping into ribbons the things he knows he isn't, and severing ties.
Yes, I love that. Even just the little change up towards the end there and ending on that little drum pattern. What a beautiful song about, again, a really toxic and horrible situation, but expressed so beautifully and so artistically. Loving all the choices when that shift happens and she starts repeating that refrain, getting louder and getting angrier and getting more intense with a, so good. So good. I'm loving all the production choices again so far on this album. Just the sounds that she picks and the way that it's just great.
He said those words and suddenly I'm 5, and boys are bringing bugs just to kill them from my eyes, and I can see their hunger looking for a sign that any of their destruction has me suffering inside. You take such delight in killing my right.
Again, the lyrics.
If I don't make a sound, does it even hurt? I'm bending to the ground just to pick up little worms, and I have seen you relish such violence with a joy that I've only seen before in the eyes of little boys.
Again, sorry to cut you off, but such great storytelling. Like, the lyrics are fantastic, and again, the choice in the production and each track so far has a very, it's, as I've said with other artists on the channel, it's very much her sound and her flavour of art, but each track is very unique and very specific in the story it's telling and the way it's telling it. It's great.
Discovering the power for the first time, and in them I see hunger, looking for a sign that any of your destruction had me suffering inside. It fills you with light.
God, these lyrics are so good. Do-do-do-do. See, all the little musical choices are just great. Yeah, musically and lyrically astounding. Just great storytelling. Yeah, the lyrics and the music are telling a very specific and recognisable story and doing it in a really, really interesting way. All the choices in the production with each track, they all feel very much their own thing, you know, it's their own individual piece.
The deft agile fingers in firelight flickers, skin laced in wrinkles that made needles sing. Their love is concreted with quiet and breathing, simple entwining of intimate string. It's a
Again, the lyrics.
beautiful thing.
It is. Not just what you're describing, but how you're describing it.
At stockinged knees sitting, I watching her knitting, intent on her fixing my little hand's mess. Let us sit so quietly in firelight, I know you die for me. How gentle can our violence be between finger and thumb? I'm sorry I'm repetitive, don't mind I keep forgetting it. So long as it's my thread, not the depths of her life.
Again, loving the tone and loving the sort of folksy feel to this, and basically through the art of knitting, you know, expressing love, affection, and nostalgia, and it's a great choice. I really enjoy it. God, this album's good.
For a moment I swore that the light that I saw as she handed the wool with a smile in the gloom was the firelight formed from the glow I was taught in on grandmother's hand.
God, these lyrics are so unbelievably good. The pictures that she's painting, it's so vivid. You can see it in your mind's eye, or I can.
Let us sit so quietly in firelight, I hope you die for me. How gentle can our violence be between finger and thumb?
All the choices in the production again are just perfect. Yes. Another beautiful song that encapsulates a feeling and a time and a place and expresses it in a wonderful way. And again, her vocals ever so slightly different in terms of delivery and tone from some of the other songs. There's no two songs so far that are, you know, mirroring each other in terms of how they're produced or how she performs them, and that's just great.
Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses.
It's not from some farcical aquatic ceremony. Be quiet!